You've got to know when your time's up and ride the wave somewhere else.
I love what you're saying here. I see so many people get trapped. We see it in all strength sports and bodybuilding and stuff too. Where
Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah, the guys get trapped in there for too long, and you did a great job knowing when to switch gears from swimming, then knowing when to switch gears from strongman, and now you're doing acting and stuff like that. So I think that's great. What is the most challenging thing about acting? It's fucking not easy, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, people think it's easy. People think you just...
That guy's a shitty actor, and they don't really even know what they're saying,
God,
right?
yeah. I mean, people just think you're reading a script off a screen. No, man. It's... You've got to learn body language. You've got to learn how to release your emotions. Acting for me is about reacting. So it's so easy to learn a script, and me and you sit here and just read lines to each other. But a good actor will react. So you'll say something to me, and I will process that,
right? And
I'll react in my way. If you're just reading lines back, that makes you a bad actor. It's about reacting. Acting is, and that's what I found. That's the number one tip I can give anyone in the acting world. It's react to what you hear. Don't just repeat what you know is coming out already.
Do you kind of watch and study people, like not even necessarily actors, but like if you watch the way people react in real life to certain things, and you can apply that into acting, like maybe you just notice how someone reacts to a text message or something, and then you can kind of pull. Like I recognize a lot of that stuff. I'm not really into like acting or whatever, but I am into film. I love watching movies and stuff like that. So I'll recognize that in a person, or sometimes when someone is a real character and they emphasize stuff a lot. I'm like, you couldn't pay or you couldn't train someone to act the way that guy's acting right now.
Yeah, no, exactly that. I mean, one of the hardest scenes I've done with my acting coach so far was pretending to be a father whose wife just had a baby and she was dying of cancer, and she was in hospital while she was sort of registering the name, the child. And I had to sort of hug this pillow.
Just hold the mic up a little bit more.
I had to hug this pillow.
The biceps are cramping up.
And sort of pretend I had a baby in my arms and have a conversation with a nurse of like how my wife's dying of cancer, and this is little Timmy, and to actually fake cry and sort of nail that scene off was a big step for me. Releasing emotion. That was probably one of the hardest things I've had to do, is like on camera sort of release emotion and cry on cue. It was really tough, but I feel like, after nearly 3 years of it, I'm getting there. I'm sort of getting to the point where it's all coming together now.
What about the opposite? Maybe like a script asks you to like to start singing or something where you're like, fuck, I'm embarrassed to do this.
I think if that came about, then, like I do with anything, I'd take it seriously. I'd go hire a singing coach and get to it.
Oh, shit.
Just give it your best shot.
Yeah.
The big guys, they always get like killed off early and stuff. Like you have your limitations on like what you would accept as like a role. Like sometimes they make fun of the big guy. You come into the room and everyone thinks you're gonna like kick everyone's ass, and you like slip on a fucking banana peel.
You know what? That's quite funny. I mean, I'm good pals with a guy called Martin Ford. Have you heard of seeing him?
I've heard the name before. Yeah.
And he's just landed a big part in the new Fast and Furious franchise. Sort of like one of these sort of corporals working alongside and beating the shit out of people. And me and him both went for a part in a film not so long ago. And he told me, so I've just auditioned for this part in this film, said the name. And I was like, all right, I've gone for the same. I said, it's not that gay soldier, is it? And he's like, and he went, yeah, it is. And basically,
here, wear these.
Yeah. So basically, it was playing the part of this soldier that like sucked off other soldiers to like, get what he wanted and all. And I was just like, would you have done it? And he's like, yeah, fuck it. you get what you're given.
Like that role wouldn't be that big of a stretch for me. I'll try it out.
Well, yeah, I think you just got to take a bit of a relaxed approach to the acting side. If the producer wants you to go on set and get bummed, then be prepared.